Hi guys and girls, it's Steve Octal here with you from Coaching Readiness, and in this particular tutorial video I'm going to show you how to remove a question from the quiz altogether. So let's, if I go across to the quiz itself, let's just say for argument's sake you want to remove this very first question about personal history and you don't want this to show up at all. So we want to make sure that we are logged in. So you can see the dashboard, so make sure you're logged in if you're not already. And then in the left-hand admin menu, you want to go across to your quiz and click onto Forms. In here, you can see your Coaching Readiness quiz, and then click onto the Edit button under there, so that you can see a screen like this. Now, this is a fairly advanced sort of thing, although it is pretty straightforward. The concept is that you have to do two things to make this happen. One is you have to obviously delete a particular field, and then you have to adjust the numbers so the equations pick up the fact that it's now looking at, in this particular case, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of questions within this page. So instead of being 4, you now need to tell the system that there's actually going to be only 3 here within knowledge and access around coaching. Okay. So what that means is over here, when you're editing your form, under personal history, now this particular box relates exactly to this very top one, all 4 boxes here. So we're going to go hover over that, and in the top right hand corner, hit the little X button to delete this field and click OK. That will now delete that. What we then want to do is we want to scroll all the way towards the bottom of the screen. And this is where we've got this warning sort of message, admin only, edit with caution below. And we say that just because you're not really going to break anything in total. It just means that the quizzes probably won't add up properly if you don't do this correctly. So you can see here basically what it's doing is it's a whole bunch of different equations that are going on, which are then resulting in final text. So this is obviously the personal history is under knowledge and access around coaching, being the first sort of page of our quiz. So we'll look for this particular area here, which is knowledge and access around coaching. If you click onto the little top bar to expand the sort of box out, you'll then be able to sort of scroll down, and you can see down here there's a formula going on. So if I just sort of expand that out a little bit so you can see. Now you can see what's going on here is it's trying to add up all of these different options, which are the 4 boxes in this particular thing. So personal history, clarity, financial resources, and time availability. So you can see it here, personal history, clarity, financial resources, time availability, and it's got an ID associated to each one, and it's trying to divide it by 16 and then times it by 100 to give you a percentage. The thing we want to change is the divided by 16. Now, the reason why it's divided by 16 is because we've got 4 different options, the 4 that I just mentioned: personal, clarity, financial, time, and each of them have a option of 1 to 4, so the total selection that you could have is 4 times 4, which is obviously 16. Now, because we've just deleted personal history, what we can go ahead and do is we can leave this here. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to calculate it in, but for argument's sake, I'm just going to highlight all the way from this little squiggly sort of bracket to the end of the squiggly bracket, and then I'll get rid of the plus because I don't need that anymore, and I will press delete on my keyboard, get rid of that, and now what I'm going to do is make it, instead of divided by 16, this is the important part, you now want to divide it by 12. I'll put that there. If you want to check and make sure it's working, just click on validate formula. It seems to be valid. Doesn't always necessarily mean it's going to be correct, but it's valid. Once you're done, you can then press the update button on the right hand side to save your settings. Now let's just have a quick check. The overall percentage, in terms of the overall, that's going to be now calculated automatically according to the different overall percentages, so we don't need to change this. The only reason you would ever need to change this is if you are deleting an entire section altogether. So let's say you wanted to get rid of all of the 4 sections within knowledge and access around coaching. You could then change a similar thing in overall total percentage. And this is currently out of 4 sections, you would change that then to 3. Obviously deleting this first one at the very top. So that is all there is to it. Hopefully this video makes sense. Of course, you can re-watch it time and time again to make sure you're getting it right. Again, to finish off, you have to click onto the update button. And now if I refresh my page, you can see this very top one has now disappeared, and the top is now clarity around coaching. So hopefully this helps, and I hope you're enjoying using the Coaching Readiness app. And take care. Cheers.